so we've got a couple more puzzle battles to do, and a point of interest down here. We're nearly at Aldersburg for the main quest. That looks like the end of the map. So we went out there and cleared that out. That was people with the green one. Yeah, I think so. So yeah, there's a couple puzzles to do, and then we can use the scouts, explore the rest of the map, make sure we pick everything up. Okay. Well, morale's already plummeted at the bottom it can, so sure. Cool. What does artifact compression do? Move it to your hand. Yeah, that's way better than it does Bob Runestone. Just straight up delete a unit and put it in your hand. Like a negative decoy. Right. It's an interesting board. Two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're gonna want to cascade the Death Wish.
Our ballista, your command. Armor won't save.
Okay, so something like that. Not quite like that, but something like that.
One bolt's all I need. Give me a target. Ballista, your command.
Ah, but we don't have enough people now to be able to do that.
Armor won't save. One bolt's all I need. Give me a target.
Nope, didn't target the back row at all, so not enough. So we do need to clear one of the rows first off, because otherwise we can't play cards.
One bolt's all I need. Give me a target. Ballista, your command. Armor won't save.
It's not enough. Maybe though, depending on how we get with the loyalty skills. That was like the worst possible setup you could have done there for the loyalty skills, guys. Good job.
One bolt's all I need. Give me a target. Ballista, your command.
You do damage at a random enemy, so you don't target the guys on their own side. Shoot.
Our ballista, your command. Armor won't save.
Arena, just starting in 3. It is. Okay.
Give me a target.
Okay, I think we have this now.
Our ballista, your command. Armor won't save.
It's one of Woburn skulls. What does skull do? Banish number used in your graveyard, then damage all units and roll by the limit banished. Could be pretty effective if you got a big graveyard from the first round. Probably overkill otherwise. Right, so we have a point of interest and a puzzle. Do not let any cow carcasses explode on your side. Okay, so there's another one of those movement-based puzzles, so.
Ever have a stone knock out one of your teeth? Have it the white of an eye from half a league away. Bigger they are, easier they are to target.
It's not doing enough damage. Because I can't wipe them both. Okay. I did not trigger the Wagenberg too early, because what I did. I think.
Thing about slings, they hide well. Hey? Ever have a stone knock out one of your teeth?
No, that's not enough damage either. Because I have to move those guys. And I can't move both of them. Because I only shoot one of those cows to end it up on the other side. I suppose those things, you have to destroy all the cow carcasses. That's not going to work then, is it?
Stop your yapping and start digging.
I suppose, of course, when I move the cow tossers, I could then drop him and kill one of them to stop them spawning more cows. That might work.
Hey?
No, you do it a different order because they're going to drop a few more cows.
Bigger they are, easier they are to target.
Pissing in the mort? Oh, you're dead.
Thing about slings, they hide well. Hey?
Good job. You okay there, bud?
Took but one damned week, and the army was shattered to bits and pieces. Black lads were supposed to grind their teeth against our walls. Promised by our leaders. Commander, onward to Abbey. Bloody idiots.
There's a place for me in your ranks, Your Majesty. I'd so like to serve you. I do so with loyalty deserving of my own king.
Is that a unicorn corpse in that over there? That was a unicorn corpse.
Meave's Lyrians were traversing a wood when they heard the loud, drawn-out blast of a horn.
One of our scouts?
The Queen asked, clearly perplexed. She turned in her saddle to face Reynard, who shook his head.
Strange. Gascon, appoint a few of your strays. Ones who know how to blend in. Have them sniff out who blows that horn. And why.
The scouts returned a short while later with their report. Soldiers had pitched camp in a nearby meadow. They wore Aedirnian uniforms, cut by sashes bearing a golden sun. They addressed their leader as Fulberson.
Know the name.
Rayner said.
Fulberson went over to the enemy first day of the war, took his whole division with him. Your Grace, a chance like this won't come again. Let's teach the traitors a lesson.
We must send a strong signal. When all the North will hear. From the Yaruga to the Dragon Mountains.
Announced the Queen.
Whoever collaborates with the invader shall pay with his head. Prepare to attack.
Rayla nodded, clearly pleased. The Lyrians surrounded the meadow marked by their scouts. Moments later, a flaming arrow pierced the sky, giving the signal to attack.
Or reduce the retreat timer to 0, huh? That means you need 12 units then, doesn't it? Or 10 units, rather.
Is that Queen Meave? To arms!
101, 102, 103.
Ah, I can also shoot things to reduce the retreat timer.
Hundred and 52, 154.
Okay, so I'd give it more orders. Maybe the best thing to do there would be try to murder those guys. And give me 6 shots. Yeah, okay.
Give me a target.
Scrubbing duty again? Oh, gods.
This man has suffered much.
Arbalist at your command.
This should just win it then, shouldn't it?
Mercy, your grace. We surrender.
The traitors, perhaps used to fighting unsuspecting foes, stood no chance against the determined Lyrian attack. At its conclusion, Meave personally knocked Fulberson off his mount, then tore off his sword. The face she saw evoked more sympathy than hatred. Fulberson was an old, sickly man, his skin pale and blemished. With great difficulty, he pulled himself up on his knees, then extended a shaky hand in pleading.
Your Grace, have mercy. The Nilfgaardians forced me to treason. They threatened torture.
Neve felt her soldiers' eyes on her. They awaited her decision. How would she treat this traitor? Would she really execute him as a warning to others?
They threatened torture. And how many of your own men did you kill, you traitor?
You needn't fear torture anymore.
Said Meve.
Your execution shall be quick.
Fulberson made a last grasp at the Queen's foot, pleading for mercy. But she brushed him off with a firm gesture. Soon thereafter, he swung from a tree, hanged by the very black sash he draped over his armor.
That was a unicorn from here.
A taxidermied unicorn. Strange. What are your orders, Your Grace? Shall we take it?
I've no notion what one could possibly do with such a thing. We ride on.
Yeah, what could you do with a taxidermied unicorn? It's a little weird I can't go in there. It kind of looks like somewhere I need to go. Well, I've explored pretty much of the map as I can. I don't doubt I've missed a whole bunch of stuff. That's what scouts are for. All areas revealed. Okay, so what did I miss? I missed that one thing right next to me. I missed that one thing right next to me. That is the only thing I missed. That's not terrible, really. Okay, so that just leaves 2 treasure maps to find, which I had a look at them again, and or 3 treasure maps. Sorry. Like this forest is huge. I have no idea where these are. Like the hidden map, there's a bend in a river. I don't really see a bend in a river. In any of the rivers. Maybe it's just a path? Like these could be literally anywhere. So, that's what Uncle Google is for. So number 7, 8, and 9 on this map. Oh, thanks. Right, where's this map? 7 is to the north. 8 and 9 are over in the far left.
What now? Whatever will I do? alone. Left all alone. What now?
Oh yeah, that was the village where the guy had been buried and killed. Okay, the game says this is where it is. But this is clearly not where it is because this doesn't look like anything of the 3 maps. As far as I can tell. Unless, is this just telling me where to get the map? Because if it is, that's not super useful guide. It is. Okay, so treasure number 7, it's the red ones, not the blue ones. That's just telling me where you get the map. Right. It's a little bit dumb. Apparently number 9 is just down south of here though. It's a bend in the road. I was busy looking for a river. Yeah, it's over here. Right, so where's number 7 and 8 are down at the village in the bottom left. Apparently 7's right next to this sign. There it is. Yeah, I got black regulars now. Nice. And lastly, number 8 is over on the far left here. A hidden area.
Huntsman's away from Hearth and Home. Watch out for the acromantula. Mighty fine pumpkin harvest this year. Mighty fine pumpkin harvest this year.
What's an acromantula? Or is that something I don't want to know about? Right, so it should be 9 chests apparently. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Cool. Yeah, I wouldn't have been able to find those without scouring the map for hours, so I'm kind of glad that someone else has found them. Is there anything else we can build or spend money on before we need to move on? Not really. Anything to do in the mess tent? No. What do you mean golden chest found 8 and 9? I found 9 chests. Didn't I? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I've definitely found 9 chests game. Well, that's good. That's probably bugged, so that means I probably won't get the trophy for finding all the golden chests. Good times.
The Lyrians stood within 5 miles of Aldersburg when the road, which until now they had travelled alone, suddenly filled with all manner of folk. Peasants, merchants, and wounded fighters in tattered uniforms. They trod solemnly in the opposite direction, their worldly possessions on their backs.
Aldersburg's fallen, my lady.
Sighed one of the refugees with a forlorn shrug.
Outer walls breached. King still defends the old town, but black-clad goats are winning. You'd best turn back before it's too late.
We've nowhere to turn to, good man.
The queen said, then spurred on her horse.
Follow me.
The queen galloped so fast the wind squeezed tears from her eyes, the Lyrian cavalry close at her heels. Hoofbeats thundered down the high road, and the crowd of refugees parted, making a path for the charging riders.
Faster! Faster!
Soon they set eye on Aldersburg. A red glow filled the horizon, the wind carried screams and the clanking of steel. The once proud city was quickly turning to dust in a Nilfgaardian sun. The Nilfgaardian force moved to block the Lyrians' way. Without slowing, Neve cut down the infantryman who tried to drag her from her saddle with a hook. Her head in a winged helmet fell to the ground, leaving a bloody track.
Lyrians! Attack!
Neve shouted.
Take no prisoners! Bloody hell. You shan't stop me. Not now.
Again and again and again.
Hail Herzer!
Watch your heads!
Strip 3 armor off, but he's just going to shoot it next turn anyway, so I might as well use the armor. Oh, I could have played another card. I'm dumbass. Oh well.
We'll catch 'em all!
Of course, the fire triggered after the boost. Sure.
Army's a waste of time for one like me.
My boots got sand aplenty.
Left, right, left, right.
Give me a target.
Yeah, I'd probably pass too.
Life is mine now.
See, it's one of those occasions where you want to keep that because you're dealing 1 damage until you actually have some units.
My pain serves a purpose.
Again and again and again.
No, blitz people, aren't they? There they are.
Catch!
I'd hoped we could solve this some other way.
My spirit's willing and how, but these damn boots are killing me.
Everyone's used their orders, haven't they? They have.
Her Majesty knows what she's doing. The chase is on!
There's a time to reap, a time to sow, and a time to die. Aye. Very gloire!
A Jig figurine has 10 power? Oh, but if it takes damage, destroy it. Right, okay, that's more reasonable than what I thought that was. Oh, so did he not get an arc charge? I thought he got an arc charge. Or he used it already.
That is what you folk lack.
Arbalist at your command.
Very gloire.
I'm a monster. Moving, gloire!
Yeah, up 200 points. I'll probably just pass.
All that was but their rear guard.
That's fine. We'll kill our front guard too.
The Lyrians managed to scatter the Nilfgaardian battalion, one of many besieging Aldersburg. Their scouts brought before the Queen a prisoner freed from the invaders. Neve inquired about the situation in the city.
Turned the right slaughterhouse it out. The Imperials, they... King had the city cleared, my lady, but didn't budge himself. Holding out with his guard in Old Town, walls still standing there. Said he'd fight to the end, come what may.
Neve weighed her options. The situation looked dire. Demavend, to whom she had come for help, needed help himself. Nilfgaard enjoyed an overwhelming advantage. The small Lyrian detachment stood no chance of breaking the siege. But to retreat, surrender, that was not something Neve did.
The Nilfgaardians do not expect a relief force. Rayla, you know Aldersburg. Can you lead us by side streets to the Old Town, that we may avoid the largest part of the Nilfgaardian army?
The warrior nodded, and without waiting for any further orders, strode out in front of the party. Reynard followed her with his gaze, clearly troubled.
And what then, Your Majesty? We burst into the lion's den
And we pray the lion chokes. Follow me!
Walls crushed and breached. The lower town in flames. Hundreds, thousands wounded. Thousands more fled. King Demavend will fight to the end. He'll save the city, or die with it. Turn back. Turn back while you've the strength to run, while you have your life. Aldersburg falls! Aldersburg is lost! The walls crushed and breached.
Strays of Spell aren't really pulling their weight in the deck. A classic retort. See, it says 8 or 9 golden chests, but I found 9, so fine.
Gods have mercy. And demons take it all.
Looks a little bit on fire.
Taking advantage of the confusion, Neve maneuvered her troops to the very walls of the Old Town. Spying Lyrian banners, the defenders suspected a trap. But when they noticed Black Rayla among them, they immediately lowered the drawbridge. The Old Town was a maze of brothels and shady taverns. In normal times, students and other pleasure seekers prowled its dark alleys. Now, tired soldiers slumped in every corner, though the Lyrians' arrival clearly buoyed their spirits. The Fraternal Realm's warriors clasped each other's hands and swapped tales. Even Aedirn's king, Demavend, made no secret of his pleasure at seeing these unexpected arrivals.
Me, Of all the besieged cities in all the world, you walk into mine. Come to the rescue, have you?
To be quite frank, I've come to be rescued.
Oh, yes. I've heard much of the events in Lyria. Disgraceful. Such betrayal. However, as you might have noticed, things are none too rosy here either.
Yes, that is hard to miss.
I thought we'd trade blows with the Blackclads. That it would be an even match. 2 weeks. That sufficed to annihilate the army I'd spent my whole lifetime building.
Your Majesty, I cannot say what fate will bring, if we shall reach this war's end alive. But I wish to say now that I admire you.
Oh?
You evacuated the city, yet refused to evacuate yourself. You fight to the bitter end, like a hero.
But of course. The king must lead by example, after all. Especially in war.
Reynard, that rumbling, you hear it? Studded boots on cobblestones. The Nilfgaardians. Prepare the men for battle.
Yes, Your Grace.
So, now that we're alone, what's really going on?
What? Did you not hear? I'm defending my capital. Like a hero.
Demavend, please, don't feed me that drivel. We've known each other far too long. Why did you stay?
Neve. As meddling as you are beautiful. See that building? That one there?
The brothel? The Crimson Bodice?
Precisely. So, promise not to laugh. I'm a patron. A loyal one, in fact. One of the girls there, Demeretta. She's marvelous. Makes me feel young again.
A young fool, you mean? Demavend, there's a war on, and...
Allow me to finish. Demeretta became, well, with child. Exactly 9 months ago. Understand now?
She's entered confinement. Having contractions.
Since yesterday. You see, I cannot leave her like this. Can't have her moved. I must stay put until she gives birth.
And then what? Pray tell. Invite all of Nilfgaard to the christening?
No, my dear. There is a hidden tunnel deep beneath the city, leading far beyond its walls. Once the midwives cut the cord, we flee.
Children are important.
I understand. For one's child, one would do anything.
Odd, isn't it? Amusing, even. Midst of a war, my kingdom burning all around. And I'm happy.
In that case, I can only hope your offspring, unlike mine, will continue to.
Your Majesties, the Nilfgaardians are attacking.
Meve, we must hold out. A few hours, that's all.
I'll do what I can.
So we have a palisade this turn. The death wish pushes all enemies? That's not fair. When the castle gate's on the other side, it pushes their guys when I destroy it. After 4 turns, destroy the castle gate. Can I destroy that within 4 turns, dealing 25 damage? Probably not. It's not a boss, is it? It's a boss. I can't just restrain it.
Defend the king! We must stop them!
Barbarians.
Wow. With Wonder Trouble, you point and dual random unit on its current side. Okay. You can spawn 2 Nausicaa Brigade every turn. His counter goes down whenever I destroy Nausicaa Brigade, so it's not too bad.
Again and again and again.
What does the Fire Scorpion do? Damage enemy by 2 if it was destroyed, spawn fire and throw. Oh jeez. That's men we're fighting. Didn't even see that.
Army's a waste of time for one like me.
Catch!
Getting close! Devils take all! Help me!
I smell a leak.
Okay, he passed. He has no cards in hand.
Leave! We must hold on a bit longer.
Yeah, we'll be fine.
Ice scars? No, they don't hurt.
When will you ever learn?
We've kind of won already, but yeah. We gotta put on a show of force.
Her Majesty knows what she's doing.
This harvest will be reaping black-clad heads. My spirit's willing and how, but these damn boots are killing me. There's a time to reap, a time to sow, and a time to die.
Trophy earned in good company. I think we may have won by a small margin. Oh, I thought there was just one round. Well, I'm sure it'll be fine.
Left, right, left, right.
You mad? Don't shake that!
One bolt.
Yeah, I mistook this for a short battle, so I thought it was just one round. And we won. I may have been slightly wrong about that. Slightly wrong.
Give me a target.
Alba! No! The chase! It worked! Now retreat to the tunnel!
With their forces combined, the rulers managed to hold the old town long enough for Demereta to bear the king's offspring, a healthy, hardy boy. When the midwife slapped the infant, his scream carried above the roar of battle. Soon afterwards, the defenders abandoned the walls and left the city through a secret tunnel. The Nilfgaardians, furious that not one but two northern sovereigns were among the escapees, razed Aldersburg to the ground.
Thank you. If not for you, the devils would have devoured us.
I should say it was nothing. But the truth is, I need your aid.
Aid? But you see? My army is no more. I must pull back, regroup.
Pull back? Where to? The Golden Sun flies over your entire realm.
To Redania, to take shelter at the court there.
And then? Will you sit and watch the fool juggle apples as Nilfgaard parcels all Aedirn out to its settlers?
Meve, one must know when to fold and when to double down. Nilfgaard has stretched the front. Winter will soon be here. Let the costs claw away at them. A year, two, then we strike. And we shall prove the Empire is a colossus with feet of clay.
Fine. Do as you see fit.
And you?
I can't live like that.
So what shall you do instead?
Fight on. Until I win. Or the black-clad curs tear me apart.
Gods, such pity I have for your husband. The poor man must have had a rough go of it.
He seemed content with his life while it lasted. Yet I'm serious, Demavend, in my request. You truly won't aid me. Provide nothing at all.
I will tell my men whoever so wishes can join your party and fight on. But please, curb your excitement. They are tired. Few will choose the path of greater resistance. But, are you familiar with the saying, when at wit's end, a dwarf's your friend?
Yes, it and many others. Yet as much as I appreciate folk wisdom, I prefer facts to philosophy at the moment. Preferably facts relevant to my situation.
How about this? Mahakam is but a week's ride from here. And there you'll find thousands of dwarves armed to the teeth. Enough to turn the tides of this war, I venture.
Yes, they could. If not for another fact. That the dwarves have always been famously indifferent to strife between humans. They'll never come to my aid. But I doubt they'll even let me into their land.
Unless you show them this. The leaden ring. A token of amity given to me by the Elder-in-Chief. That's not to say they'll welcome you with open arms. But they will hear you out. And that is something.
Dwarven infantry I'd make good use of. I shall do as you say. Or at least try.
Good. And to ease your journey somewhat, I'll give you as your guide the best man, or rather woman, for the task. Rayla!
Yes, Your Grace?
You've been to Mahakam with me many times. You know their paths. Take Queen Meve and her party there.
'Twould be an honor, Your Majesty.
I'll send messengers ahead that the dwarfs may expect your arrival. Until then, good luck, Meve. And may we one day waltz upon the grave of our foe, Emperor Emir.
May it be so. Just as long as I get to lead.
Ah, of course. Farewell, Queen.
Meve left Aldersburg in ill spirits. Rather than provide the help she had hoped for, Demavend had merely sent her on to Mahakam. Her way west was lit first by the glow of a burning city, then by the smoldering remains of charred villages by the roadside. It was clear the war against Nilfgaard had taken a bitter turn. Each stranger was now treated as an enemy, and the customarily hospitable Aedirnians slammed their doors at anyone's approach. The party's morale was somber as well, and did not even improve with the first sight of mountains looming in the distance. Wandering among the ashes, Meve entered the dwarf's domain.
Drowned among the ashes.
Along perilously steep paths, Black Rayla led the Queen and company towards Mahakam, the dwarven homeland. There, among snow-capped peaks, someone awaited.
Rayla, you brought strangers.
Gabor, I present to you Meve, Queen of Lyria and Rivia.
Ah, a queen. Crivens. Well then.
A large shadow swept across the sky. The dwarf swallowed the rest of his greeting as all raised their gazes to see a dragon soar swiftly toward Mount Carmen.
Keltalus, dinna be afeard, he isn't a threat to us.
The dwarf had broken the silence gently, he himself quite familiar with this altogether unusual sight.
And now, sit yourselves down afore the pottage grows cold.
Aye. Oh, but... Flume. Drake?
Stone shriveling marvel, innit? Makes you almost sad the lizards are dying out.
Should you not worry more about the fate of your brethren? That creature will soon have all Mahakam aflame.
Ha! Keltalus? No! He's lived here centuries. Harmless for the most part. Now, your grace. A taste?
No, none. Though your offer of repast I value, good sir.
Oh, no need of that. Gabor, please. Enchanted to make your acquaintance.
Gabor here's a true local notable, from one of Mahakam's leading clans, the Zigrins. But then he wouldn't be our guide if he wasn't.
Zigrins, eh?
For all important guests.
A pleasure. And as I said, I thank you for your hospitality, but I've no time to feast now. I must speak to your ruler at once.
Don't mean no offence, but Elder-in-Chief Bruverhoog's a recluse of sorts, as humans go. Didn't even meet the ones that wear crowns. But I suppose I could. Meaning, if you drafted a letter...
Her Majesty's got Demavend's signet, given willingly.
Ah. Well, that's a sheep of a different sort. We didn't let many human folk into Mahakam, and for good reason. So those who we let come through the second gate get blindfolded. Just after they've surrendered their arms at the first, but you've the leaden ring. Given one of your kind to confirm trust and amity. So, we're certain we can treat you as one of our own. Elder-in-Chiefs in the past visiting. Look into his flock. Come on. No reason you two shouldn't jabber right quick.
Though the Lyrian infantry rose half an ell taller than the dwarf, he moved with remarkable ease through the waist-high snow, while those behind him slipped and stumbled on the ice-slick rocks. Neve and Rhaegar trailed the party, so they might speak in private.
Rayla, your aid proved an unexpected bounty.
Your Grace, to fight arm in arm with one so bold as you is an honor from which I'll not readily resign. I was to lead you to Mahakam, King Demavend's order. As to my duties afterwards, I received no instructions. So until a sealed scroll containing such arrives, I will serve your Grace under her command.
I'm content, Rayla. The times are such that no aid can I dismiss, and yours in particular.
I'm humbled, your Grace.
Let us move on. I've grown amply curious of this Aedirn chief, this Bruver Hoog.
Your Grace, I have a message for your eyes only.
Every unit gains 1 armor at the start of a battle. 2 armor. Sounds pretty handy. Ah, we can upgrade these guys more. Glass neck shoots everything with the same power by 1. That's not terrible. Play the top unit from your deck. If it was a blitz unit, repeat this ability. Well, that makes that even better, doesn't it? Yeah, let's go ahead and get that. And if now let's try getting our charge. Damage aims by 3. Metal marks an ally when it's destroyed, move the hand instead of the graveyard. So in case you're supposed to combine that with the foragers. You destroy a unit after you've marked it and return it to your hand. Kind of a weird way of doing it. I don't really need any of those upgrades then, because those are all like, eh. Get a trinket from your deck, huh? Come back and we'll talk to everyone. We'll do that in the next stream when we actually start my Mahakam stuff. Mahakam looks pretty cool. But yeah, for now, we'll call it there. Get some lunch, and then maybe play a bit of EDF if Joe's around. So in the meantime, thanks for watching.